Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching a bit bad favorite. This is the 8th episode of the 9th season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for a link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. So last episode, it's kind of all about Sheldon. Now, he's being interviewed as a documentary by Will Wheaton and Spock, his son. He was asking, what drawn him to the franchise, what drawn him to his dad, what's he like, how's it affected his life and impacted it. And he was just going through, he's answering all these different things, and it made him who he is and stuff like that, and how much he respected him. He ended up showing like a napkin, obviously, with basically signed by his father as well, and saying that he absolutely loves it. And then when he was in the box, he ended up getting out the engagement ring that he was going to propose, obviously, to Amy with. This was a shock to Leonard, shock to Penny. They ended up asking him loads of questions, and then he kind of like stormed off Sheldon. Later on in the episode, again, he was continuing talking, interviewing him, and then he had another kind of like meltdown about Amy. He kept saying, "Look, mate, I keep telling everybody that I'm fine and I'm okay, and everyone's badgering on about me. Just leave me alone." Obviously, like I said, I feel like he kind of is okay, but the more people talk about it, the more he starts getting emotional, the more he starts getting like upset / angry, and starts missing her. And then he decided, at the end of the episode, I'm just going to go over there, I'm just going to do it, I'm just going to ask her to marry me, sack it. We're not together right now, but hopefully we will be. And obviously he went with his momentum, and boom, he was getting ready to propose. Now obviously while that's happening and all that, from Howard and Bernadette's side, her dad was in the house, he was measuring up, he's trying to change it. Bernadette wants to make the house more of their home, not like Howard's mum, and he's still kind of stuck in the ways of, this is my mum's, memory here, memory there. And he's kind of prolonging it. And he ended up talking about kids with Bernadette's dad, and Bernadette's dad thinks that it's Howard that don't want kids, and Howard's like, no mate, it's Bernadette that don't want kids. And then he was back and forth as well, and they ended up saying that maybe she'll consider it and she's open to having children in the future, which is good for them. Now obviously going back to the future, Sheldon has now made all his way to Amy's house. He's getting ready to propose, or he's hoping to. And as he's come around the corner, she stood on the street, she's with another dude, and she gave him a kiss, and then obviously that broke Sheldon's heart a little bit, and he ended up putting it in his pocket. Didn't even go and engage and say hello to Amy at all, just turned around and walked straight back home. That's what I'm assuming anyway. So it's going to be really interesting. Do you know what I mean? He's had the blow of Amy breaking up with him, the blow of Leonard potentially moving out, and now when he's like, I'm going to fight for the relationship, I'm going to ask her to marry me, boom, a blow again. So it's not going well for Sheldon this season. It's going to be interesting to see how he reacts. Thanks for checking out today's episode. If you do enjoy it, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into today's episode.
So adorable you're making Sheldon breakfast.
Well, he's having a rough time. Amy broke his heart. The DVR cut off the last minute of Doctor Who. That crow followed him home. Pot of oatmeal, or thanks to you, what I will now call gloat meal.
Well, I don't want credit for that.
Dr. and Mrs. Hofstadter, lovely to see you this fine morning.
You're in a good mood.
Indeed. I have decided, instead of wallowing in sadness about Amy, it is time that I find myself a new female companion. When Amy was in my life, I was hyper-focused on my work and ignored her. A new woman in my life to ignore so I can hyper-focus on my work again.
I also made oatmeal.
Oh, that's a lot of carbohydrates for a man on the prowl. You eat it. You're married. It doesn't matter what you look like.
Don't take advice from a man who threw his shoe at a crow.
Thank you for coming by, gentlemen. Now that I'm looking for my next girlfriend, it seemed only logical that I employ your services once again. Think of my time with Amy as a stick of fruit stripe gum. Sweet and enjoyable at first, but ultimately a flavorless lump of sadness.
What are you looking for?
All I'm looking for is an educated, intelligent woman who shares my interests while retaining her own unique point of view, unable to imagine life without me by 10 o'clock tonight.
I'm really stepping outside of my comfort zone here.
I don't think any of your comfort zones are showing.
She's usually wrapped up with tights.
So more sexy.
Well, some people think the sexiest organ is the brain. Well, I told you his name and that he's tall. What more do you need?
Did you kiss him yet?
Just a little peck on the lips.
We're your best friends. Give us one more detail and we promise we'll leave you alone.
He's British.
It's Stephen Merchant.
Where's tall British Dave taking you?
Tea and basketball?
To that new Italian place on Walnut.
Oh, nice. You want to swing by that place tonight and get a look at this guy?
We don't even know what time they're going to be there.
I'll just call a restaurant, pretend I'm Amy, and check the reservation.
To be fair, that is a pretty easy way actually of stalking it, innit? You know where she's going. You just ring up, say, "Hi, I'm Amy. Just want to confirm my booking." Yeah. What time is it again? Just so I'm not late. Oh, it's at 7 o'clock. Okay, thanks, bye. There you go. Scope it out and sit in the distance, lurk in the shadows, get the wine out and watch. Now, he is pretty funny. So I'm hoping that Dave is going to have that in his character in this show, and it's going to be interesting to see. He's quite tall and lanky as well, to be honest. It's going to be it'd be quite good actually if they have. Oh, I was gonna say like a standoff, you know, like, but I was trying to figure that a couple of episodes back they was talking about standoffs, isn't that the right word? But where if he comes out of one room and Sheldon comes out of another and they both just stare at each other, do you know what I mean? And Amy's just kind of like frozen in the middle. That would be really interesting to see. But, you know, talking about outfits, I mentioned it, I don't know if it was this season or last, but you could definitely tell that Penny's changed her attire. She's more grown up now, you know what I mean? Before, she was like the girl next door, for example. You know, it's an easy way of saying it. She's like a girl next door, you know, or the hot girl, tight clothes, you know, small shorts, and now she's dressing as a wife. Nothing wrong with that. She just looks like she's older. She's got a new job and she's more mature. And to be honest, Amy don't usually wear dresses. Yeah, she's similar. She usually wears tights and that, but I thought she looked all right there.
I think the quickest way to find you a new girlfriend is just to get you on every dating website out there.
Often when you think you're corresponding with someone, it's actually a computer program pretending to be a real person.
And you're afraid it'll do a better job than you?
Excuse me, no one does a better job pretending to be a person than I do. Prospective women weed themselves out in a battle of wits until only one champion remains. She shows up at my door flush with the thrill of victory and then sits quietly by my side while I watch Daredevil.
Basic human nature. If we present him as a prize, maybe they would.
I have the soulful eyes of a cow.
I don't know if I'd say you... Oh.
What if we put a post on Craigslist that says, world-class Caltech physicist seeking girlfriend. If interested, solve the following puzzles for a chance to meet him.
You could set it up like a scavenger hunt where the last puzzle gives the winner Sheldon's contact information.
Gonna meet up with Bernadette to spy on Amy and her date.
What? I want to do that.
But, and you think I want to see a documentary about aluminum can recycling?
So you're actually okay with invading your friend's privacy?
You're not curious who she's out with?
Not really.
That's it. The Sheldon Cooper Girlfriend Challenge is officially live.
Congratulations.
This is exciting.
Right now, somewhere, a woman is dividing the atomic weight of the best noble gas by the number of colors and the oldest national flag still in use.
Well, then using that number as the average speed to calculate the travel time from Mordor to the Shire. If you can solve them, it'll prove she's intelligent, tenacious, and so socially awkward she has nothing better to do on a Saturday night.
If you don't mind me asking, why did you and your wife split up?
Oh, you know how it is. We wanted different things. I wanted children, and she wanted a pastry chef named Jean-Philippe.
Damn it, we should have brought binoculars.
Right here. Before I met Howie, I liked to keep close tabs on my boyfriends.
Nice.
He's cute, right?
Yeah.
Can I see?
What, now you're interested? You didn't even want to come.
I know, but you guys make being a crappy friend look fun. It looks like they're having a nice time. I wish you could hear what they're saying.
Yeah, I should have brought my parabolic microphone.
Your what?
Nothing not important.
I've only been in one long-term relationship.
What happened with that?
That's a good question.
Was he a neurobiologist like you?
No, he's a theoretical physicist at Caltech.
What's his focus?
Used to be string theory, now it's dark matter, but let's not discuss Sheldon. Let's get back to you.
Wait, you're not talking about Dr. Sheldon Cooper?
You know him?
No, but I followed his work for years. He's a rock star. You've got to tell me about it.
He really seems into her.
I took a video. I forgot how much fun this is.
Okay, we saw them. Can we go catch the movie?
Why'd you bring him?
I had to. We're married now.
I hear that.
Do you know, I can kind of get how people would be interested in stuff. So, for example, do you know the guy from Phineas and Ferb? The guy that's been in The Queen's Gambit? You know, what's that one? The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Narnia, is it? He's in there as well. I don't know if he's been in The Maze Runner as well. I'm not too sure. But the other ones he's definitely been in. He's just married in real life Elon Musk's ex-wife. I just think that's bare random. It just is. Like, he's like, Elon Musk is like 50, 60, I don't even know, man. I don't know how old she is. But, like, I'd be like, yo, you was married to the world's richest man. What was that like? Do you know what I mean? Like, you cannot tell me that you won't find that interesting. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, married to the world's richest man. Like, literally, did it feel like unlimited money? Like, everywhere you went, was it like high spec grade? Do you know what I mean? Like, how crazy would it be? It's like, is she called Iran Sheik or something like that? she was with Cristiano Ronaldo for ages, and then they broke up, and then she got with Bradley Cooper, and like obviously had a kid with him, and they broken up now. But like, if I was Bradley Cooper, I'd be like, oh, Cristiano Ronaldo, do you know what I mean? Like, what was he like? Do you know, surely you'd be interested. I would be interested anyway. Like, you wouldn't be jealous because they're not together anymore. You know what I mean? It's more like an interest of how's that person, you know, what was it like with them? And I don't know, I would have loads of questions, to be honest, especially if it's somebody that I enjoyed, liked, / looked up to, like he's saying it is with Sheldon.
I'm sorry, just one more question about Sheldon.
Sure, why not?
When he wrote his paper on super singular prime numbers, how long did it take?
About an hour and a half.
Wow! And you were there to see it?
Yes. Yeah. We were on a date.
I doubt it was like this one. I mean, he's a genius, and I wasn't even smart enough to figure out why my wife always smelled of croissants. Do you think you could introduce me to him?
You want me to introduce you to my ex-boyfriend?
You're right, it's weird. No, wait, do it.
It's gonna be much longer. I really have to go to the bathroom.
Right here.
Someone will show.
And no matter what happens, it's just still a fun experiment.
Maybe you don't want someone exactly like you. You know what they say, opposites attract.
By that logic, I should be with someone short, dull, and needy. Not to cast aspersions, but I can't shake a stick around here without hitting that.
I once drove 500 miles to hear him speak at Stanford.
Have a DVD of that lecture.
Really? Wasn't it great? The next time you watch it, I'm the bloke who asked the question that he said was stupid and obvious. Sorry, I just spent the whole night talking about your ex-boyfriend. I'm such an idiot.
Hey, they're leaving.
What? Here, give me. Oh my God, they're coming right towards us.
We gotta get out of here.
Okay, well, wait, what about Leonard?
He and his tiny bladder can take the bus.
Oh.
She just hit my car!
No, he's at his car.
What are you guys doing here?
Oh, hey, what are you doing here?
Are you Leonard Hofstadter?
Yeah?
I saw you speak at Stanford with Sheldon Cooper. Amy, can you believe it? It's Dr. Leonard Hofstadter. Can I shake your hand?
I don't know if you want to do that. I was just, okay, never mind.
60 seconds.
What if it's Jennifer Lawrence?
What?
Oh, that last Hunger Games was not my cup of tea.
15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I believe when the time is right for you to meet someone, it'll just happen. We are the dreamers of dreams!
Can I help you?
I'm Vanessa Bennett. Sorry it took a while for me to get here. I was stuck in this boring symposium on atomic spectroscopy when I came across your ad. I've never had to translate Klingon into ancient Sanskrit before.
It's addictive.
Hitja, kikuja. Or, as they say in Sanskrit, asmin matebe. And I don't need to tell you, there aren't a lot of men who love physics, archaic languages, and flags of the world.
Well, you certainly seem like a special lady. But as you know, you missed the deadline, so thanks for playing.
Mate, he's mad. Yeah, actually, he's mad at her.
She was late. And she found atomic spectroscopy boring. Oh, I wouldn't coitus her with your genitals.
Thanks for driving me home.
No problem. I'm really sorry about your car.
Oh, it's all right.
I don't think this is working out.
At least the same woman that rejected Sheldon Cooper rejected me.
There you go.
He's kissed you and I've kissed you. So if you think about it...
Okay, get out.
I've kissed him. The thing is, you should just introduce him anyway, do you know what I mean? If they're not going to end up being together, you know, you might as well introduce somebody to somebody that they're really, really into. You know what I mean? Like, or look up to, or somebody, you know, that's their inspiration. Now, I can't really blame her for not really wanting to go on the next date, which is kind of upsetting because I was kind of, like, excited to potentially have him in a few episodes because, you know, he's not really a random Joe... Well, to me anyway. Maybe it's because I'm from the UK and obviously I know who he is, but he's not really a random Joe Bloggs that I would throw into a series like this for one episode. I feel like he has a bit of weight to him where he could be quite influential and funny for a few episodes. You know what I mean? Like, for example, Emily, he could play that role of Emily with her for a couple of episodes. He doesn't even have to be in it loads, just when he does come in it, you know what I mean? He does his little cameos, he's quite funny. I thought he was entertaining, to be honest, here in today's episode. However, again, if you go and watch it from Amy's point of view, you can totally understand it. The fact is, you're broken up from Sheldon, and if you wanted to be with Sheldon, you'd be with Sheldon. You don't want to be with somebody that's consistently talking about Sheldon, because then it just defeats all of the objects of trying to get over him. You know what I mean? So I totally understand it. However, I do feel like he's really interesting, and the fact is, you know, like I said, if they're not going to be together, maybe just introduce him. Now, I do think it's kind of funny how obviously Bernadette, Penny, and obviously Leonard was watching him and spying on him and got caught, you know. it's going to make her look over her shoulder and think twice about telling them where she's going to go on her next future dates, you know what I mean? And we did see them have a kiss last episode, and obviously he was referencing it there, like, you've kissed him, it's kind of like I've kissed him, you know what I mean? But, like, I still don't know what we're going to do with them, because I feel like we're 8 episodes in, and we are consistently talking about them not being together, and we've seen them both trying to move on. Move on, but, like, not successfully doing it, if you know what I mean. They both took, like, steps and kind of strides, and Sheldon's asked a few people out, it didn't happen. She's gone on a few dates, it's not been successful. He's put an ad out, I mean, it was successful, but then he's kind of turned it away, and now they're back to square one again. And maybe they just come to a point where they're like, look, mate, you know, even though you peck my head and you do my head in consistently, you're the person that I would rather be around doing my head in than all these other people. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is, you know. You could be tired of Sheldon and thinking, mate, I'm sick of this, we're going to break up. But then when you dabble around and date other people and see everybody else's personalities, you actually kind of realise that, you know what, he's actually not as bad as I thought he was, and they get back together that way. So it's going to be really interesting to see, obviously, when that happens. Okay, that is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Now, obviously, this woman's just turned up to Sheldon's apartment solving his puzzle. Obviously, she was late, so he shut the door on her. But she had literally so much in common for him. And obviously, you know my stance. I really love Amy, and I want him to be with her. But, like, I don't mind this season, you know what I mean, if we introduce this person for a little while, you know, just the same as I was just saying with that Dave. I wouldn't mind it the same with Sheldon. And the fact is, this person's turned up and she knows Klingon, do you know what I mean? She loves puzzles and she's into physics. Mate, it's really interesting. Obviously, he's turned her away because Sheldon has his kind of rules and regulations, and, you know what I mean, she didn't come at this specific time that we told her, so it's never going to work, you know what I mean? But I want her to come back in maybe an episode or two, to be honest, because it's going to be interesting. I actually thought she was pretty good. She was clever. She was really pretty as well. And to be honest, she seemed to click with him. It was just the fact that she was late. And I would like to see it on the other side, to see how Amy would react if Sheldon moves on. Because we all don't expect Sheldon to move on. First of all, I never expected Sheldon to ever get in a relationship. So to actually get in one with Amy was actually a pleasant surprise. And, you know, I actually thought like it made the show better, if I'm being totally honest. And obviously the introduction of her and her weirdness and quirkiness as well just made it, you know, kind of like perfect casting between them. But obviously we're going through this rough patch and this you know, bumpy road, and it gives us a chance to see how different people react with each other. And obviously she's gone on a few dates, and we've seen her today taking one, and now I feel like it'd be good if Sheldon does. Obviously advertising a post and putting it online and somebody encrypting all of the codes and deciphering where he is and figuring it out and turning up is one thing, but we didn't actually physically see them in the episode. We just seen them come to the door and have so much in common and interest in him. The fact is, obviously, like I said, because he's got his rules and his stipulations, he's not progressed further. But that doesn't mean that she doesn't have to be in it later down the line and see how he actually reacts, you know, because two people do have things in common. And it'd be interesting to see, obviously, Amy, because she was the one that instigated the breakup. Sheldon didn't even notice his actions that caused her to feel the way that she does. He knows that she's moving on, and obviously he went to propose to her, but obviously seeing her with this Dave. Now they're not going to be together, but he doesn't know that, does he? So, like, he's got every right to seek out other companions. And it'd be interesting, like I said, to see how Amy reacts to it. So, I'm excited for that. I really would like her to see him on a date, because to me it'd be surprising and unexpected. And like I said, I firmly believe they're going to be together, but I just don't know when that's going to happen. I do think it's going to be the season, but maybe in the last stages. Thanks for checking out today's episode, though. If you did enjoy it, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.